Hello, everybody. You are currently looking at me. This is NFL Picks with BHV, as well as Waterford WX and Mason. So we are going to get straight into the brackets. This is what it looks like off to the left. As you can see, my face cam's down in the right-hand corner. You can see we got all the matchups in this very well-made bracket, once again by me. Let's meet our guests here.
Hello, it is me, Waterford WX, and we have Mason WX along here, who is also a producer. So we are going to do NFL picks game by game, and we have quite an interesting bracket, and I have a lot of thoughts to share about each game.
I do too.
So, Mason, you got anything to say?
Well, I was going to do my intro, but you just took it, so.
Okay,
We're off to a great start.
Awesome.
As usual, these things
Great
get off to a
job, Gavin.
great start. All right, here we go. We're going to start on the AFC side with a playoff matchup that is kind of interesting to me. We've got, out of the AFC South and West, we got the 5th-seeded Los Angeles Chargers heading down to Duval County to face the 4th-seeded Jacksonville Jaguars. This is an interesting matchup. These teams back at the playoffs. Jacksonville for the first time since 2017. And for the Chargers, it's the first time since 2018. Looking at these two teams, this game will be on Saturday, January 14th, 7 p.m. kickoff. LA's 10-7 and the Jags 9-8.
Excuse me.
So Jacksonville was 3-7 to start the year, but behind Trevor Lawrence, they would win, if I can do the math, six out of their last 7 games to win the AFC South. And he's making his postseason debut where he'll face Justin Herbert at 10-7. What do you guys have to think about this game?
So, yeah, this could possibly be the greatest game of the wild card weekend. If you think about it, so Trevor Lawrence led his team to an AFC South title after a 4-8 start as they went on to sweep the Titans and win their last 5 games. Trevor Lawrence has really proved himself in his second year after the Jaguars had back-to-back draft picks. Now, as we looked at the Chargers, they battled injuries quite a little bit this season. Earlier this season, when Jacksonville played at LA, they crumbled them by a score of 38-10.
Sure did.
Injuries were another portion of that blowout. This game, I just have a gut feeling that this game is probably going to be the best wild card game this weekend. I am going to go with a hot take pick here. I'm going to go and rock with Duval. Got the Jaguars.
You're going with Jacksonville. What do you got for a score?
A score? I'm gonna suggest a score of 23-17.
17-23 in favor of Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
Let me put that in. So I let Gavin make the first pick, or Waterford. He selects the Jaguars, which I don't blame him for doing.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like this game can go either way, because
Sure can.
if you look at this, this game is going to be a lot closer than other people would think this matchup would be in the preseason.
Mason, what do you think? Well, I'll go last.
I was going to say the same thing that Gavin just said. I mean, like, Trevor Lawrence, he's been improving overall in his second year in the NFL. But Justin Herbert on the other side,
It's one of the passing leaders.
Oh yeah, he's doing some improvement. I think I'll go with the Chargers on this one. Let's go with 26-23.
26-23. I'm going to go with Jacksonville. I think Trevor Lawrence is much improved. I think this will be a little lower scoring. I'm going to go with the Jags by a score of 17-13.
Yeah, considering how good the defense has been on both of these sides, but it honestly could go either way.
Again, this will be a good game.
All right, on to the next game.
Now let's go to the polar opposite of a great game. we got
Actually, both games in the AFC are polar opposites.
We're gonna go with the 7th seeded 2-less Miami Dolphins, and we'll go against the 2nd seeded Buffalo Bills, who played one less game than everybody else, same with the Bengals. And speaking of, thank God Damar Hamlin out of the hospital finally.
And he's at home, rested and well.
Still going through a little bit of recovery, but we all prayed for Damar, and he made an epic recovery. Huge props to those doctors.
Definitely. University of Cincinnati Medical Center did an amazing job.
All right. Now, we don't want to get too off topic. Let's get to the game. Buffalo wins. I mean, is there really any doubt?
Okay. All right. Let's make my pick. Is there really anything to say about this game? And the Dolphins don't have Tua. They went from 8-3 all the way down to 8-8. Barely made the playoffs. Tyreek got hurt the other game. I don't know if he'll be playing or not. Tua's not going to be playing. The Bills are probably having their best season yet. I'm going to go with the Bills without a doubt. Bills win 36-17.
36-17. He takes Buffalo to win this one. I'm going to go with a similar result. I think it'll be more like 38-13. I just think Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, all those other guys. I'm probably missing a few guys. Is Gabe Davis? He's another great
Davis,
player.
Yeah, he's one of the. The Bills' wide receiving core is just amazing.
McKenzie's a great running back as well. The Bills' offense is just super potent. The defense is good too. I'm going to go with Buffalo winning this one by a score of 38-13. I just think with Tua already ruled out due to the after effects of a concussion, and then Teddy Bridgewater being out with a broken pinky finger, I just think...
Yeah, I think the Dolphins are going to need a miracle to somehow pull off this game.
It's going to have to be a miracle on turf. You've heard of the miracle on ice.
In Buffalo.
We've heard of the miracle on ice. Now we're going to see the miracle on turf.
All right, Mason, make your pick.
But yeah, this game is going to be interesting for sure because the Bills and Dolphins split the season series so far, with Miami winning the first meeting between these two teams earlier in the regular season, and the Buffalo Bills pulled off the victory in their second game between these two teams of their regular season, and now it's all coming down to this in the wild card. And Josh Allen, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, those three names are going to be recognized on the offensive side. On the defensive side, actually no. On the kick returner side, me and Gavin watched Nyheim Hines with the two kickoff return touchdowns.
And that opening kickoff return touchdown. That was all for Damar.
Oh, yeah.
This is storybook.
And on the Miami side, Skylar Thompson could get the start.
He will.
Yeah, Bridgewater and Tua is out.
Bridgewater and Tua both out. Skylar Thompson will be starting.
And also, we do mention that these two teams kind of don't like each other. Deion Dawkins on the defensive side for Buffalo came out earlier and a reporter asked him about a fun take on facing Miami in the wild card game. He said, "We are going on our third date."
And don't forget the snowball game where we had that heated moment in Buffalo.
Right. Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised to see some heated moments in this one. Right. But I'm going to have to go with Buffalo on this one. I'm going to say 36-23.
36-23, right. So that is very much possible. We all agree on Buffalo winning. So Buffalo would face one of, let's see, I guess we'll figure that out when we make our picks for the next game. Baltimore Ravens at the 6th spot visiting the Cincinnati Bengals at the third spot. Oh, by the way, that Bills-Dolphins game will be at noon Central Time on Sunday the 15th. The Ravens and Bengals will be at 7:15 on the 15th.
And me and Gavin will be commentating.
Let's see if we can move a little faster. We're already 9 minutes in, or 10 minutes in.
All right.
Now,
So, can I just say something about the Bengals and Ravens game?
yeah.
So, all three of these wildcard games in the AFC would have been much closer if it wasn't for injuries. Because on the Ravens side, Lamar Jackson is officially ruled out.
Wait, what?
The Ravens have quite a few injuries as well. They've been fighting injuries all season long. Buffalo has Tua out. I don't know about Tyreek. If it wasn't for injuries, I think this game would be more fun. So yeah, let's get into the pick for the Bengals and Ravens. I'm going to take the Bengals. I mean, the Bengals beat the Ravens last week in Cincinnati. I think they're just going to do it again. The Ravens without Lamar Jackson just haven't been great. Their offense has been very sloppy. I'm going to take Joey B and the Bengals winning by a score of 28-13.
28-13. The Ravens will still have guys like J.K. Dobbins out there. Mark Andrews will be in the game at tight end. You said 28-17?
Yeah, not to mention Tyler Huntley is also out, I think.
Or you said 28-13. Yeah, Tyler Huntley is out. Anthony Brown will be getting the start at quarterback. Can only imagine how that'll go.
And Anthony Brown
did play the Bengals last week, and he did decently good, I think. I mean, the Ravens kept it a little bit closer, but Mason, go on to your pick.
But yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting one for sure. I mean, with Tyler Huntley and Lamar Jackson out, I mean, Anthony Brown last week, I believe he was the starter last week.
Yeah.
But, yeah, anyways, with his stats, that one game against Cincinnati, I mean, the Ravens didn't control the clock, but Kenyon Drake ran okay, and Anthony Brown threw for 286 yards. So Anthony Brown is actually doing good, in I believe what was his first NFL start yesterday, or I may be wrong, but anyways, I'm gonna have to go with the Bengals on this one. I want to say 27-17.
27-17.
All right, let's move on to the
I haven't made
NFC
my pick
side
yet.
real
I
quick.
haven't made my pick
Okay,
yet.
make your pick really quick and then go to the NFC side because
I gotta put Mason's AFC divisionals together. It's gonna take a second.
You haven't so far? How dare you? I'm joking.
What?
Hey.
That's gonna be an ejection.
Hey. Let's just move on with the NFC.
I gotta make a pick.
Okay,
You already made your pick.
No, I haven't.
No, he hasn't. Make your pick.
Okay, I gotta go with the Bengals. I think this game will be more like a 24-13 game.
I think the Ravens are going to come out, and knowing they're injured, I think they're going to have a game plan, especially after playing them last week in Cincinnati.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick. I got to put my AFC divisionals together, and then we can move on. All right. Let's move on to the NFC. The first NFC divisional game is a stupid one. It's the 5th-seeded Dallas Cowboys visiting the 4th-seeded Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who should be the out-of-the-playoffs-seeded Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If it wasn't for the divisional winners system, they'd be out of the playoffs.
Well, the NFC South sucked.
It was a garbage.
And it's Tom Brady.
That was tank division this year.
All right.
And by the way, this game will be on Monday the 16th at 7:15.
All right.
And it will be on ESPN. But anyways, I'm going to start off with my pick. So we know how the Dallas Cowboys clinched the 5th seed in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But Tom Brady, he's been getting sloppy recently.
He has been.
In his past few games. I mean, the offense is kind of struggling on the Buccaneers side. But Dak Prescott and his offense, they were kind of sloppy against the Commanders on Sunday.
Only scored 6 points against them and got lost by 20.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
That's raised some questions about how Prescott and the Cowboys will react beginning of the postseason on the road against Tampa Bay.
And Tom Brady is 7-0 against the Dallas Cowboys in his career.
Sure is.
So it's really going to be interesting, but I'm gonna get the Cowboys 23-20.
Think it'll be a closer game?
All right. So, like Mason was saying, some people think that the Cowboys will blow out the Buccaneers. I mean, come on. Even though the Buccaneers and Tom Brady have struggled this season, I mean, it's Tom Brady. I mean, he can do anything. I mean, come on. It's Tom Brady. He's the GOAT. So, we all know the Cowboys' unsuccess on making it past the wild card round. Even though Tom Brady has struggled, I think this is going to be a much closer game than some people think because it's Tom Brady, and I think they're going to be ready for the playoffs even after a sloppy NFC South. But as much as I want to pick the Buccaneers, I'm going to go with the Cowboys winning by a score of... I'm going to pick a little bit of a high scoring this one. I'm going to have them winning 27-23.
27-23. I'm also going to be picking the Dallas Cowboys in this one. I'm just not confident in Tampa Bay. If you look at their schedule, I mean...
Yeah. I mean, who knows?
They beat
Tom
Dallas,
Brady
by the way.
pull it off because it's Tom Brady. He can do anything.
They beat Dallas in the season opener. I just thought I'd note that.
Week 1 is the biggest lie of the NFL. I mean, week 1, literally anything can happen.
Same with week 18.
Mm-hmm.
Because Tampa lost to Atlanta.
Okay, next game.
They're going to lose. I'm going to go with Dallas. I'm going to say Dallas wins 24-10. I'm just not confident in Atlanta. Apparently, Atlanta made the playoffs. I'm just not confident in Tampa Bay.
Well, you guys, there you go. Tom Brady has been traded to the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, next game.
The next game is the other 7-2 matchup. That's also going to be garbage. Well, maybe. It's an NFC West titanium showdown of the 7th-seeded Seattle Seahawks and the 2nd-seeded San Francisco 49ers. This game will be on Saturday the 14th at 3:30.
Okay, now I'm gonna start off here because
one at a time, y'all.
But anyways, I'm gonna start off here. This game is kind of gonna be a low score because they're gonna be playing in San Francisco, which is set for 4:30 p.m. Eastern, and according to the weather, there's potential for heavy rainfall during the day, and around half an inch of rain expected. So this is going to be pretty low scoring, but the Seahawks were predicted to have one of the worst records heading into the season after trading Super Bowl champion quarterback Russell Wilson to the Broncos. However, quarterback Geno Smith have far exceeded expectations to find themselves in the playoffs as the 7th seed. This will be the 3rd time that these two teams will meet this year. The 49ers have won the first 2 meetings. I'm going to go with the 49ers on this one. Let's say 17-13.
17-13.
All right, I'm going to make my pick now. So, I did not find out about the forecast until now. But, so the 49ers are without Garoppolo or Lance, and they've been starting Brock Purdy, who has won his last 5 starts and beat Tom Brady's Buccaneers 35-7. So, who knows? If you guys didn't know, Brock Purdy was the very last pick in last NFL's draft, and he's been playing pretty well. Could he be the next Tom Brady? Who knows? Brock Purdy has really been showing off this season. Meanwhile, on the Seahawks side, Mason, you mentioned that they've well exceeded expectations this year. Geno Smith really balled out, and the Seahawks found a way to slip to the playoffs. But I'm going to go with Christian McCaffrey, Brock Purdy, the wonderful 49ers defense to beat the Seahawks 20-10.
20-10. That's kind of exactly what I was thinking. Seattle's kind of limped into the playoffs. I feel like San Francisco, even without Jimmy G, Brock Purdy has been a very pleasant surprise for the 49ers. You know, they beat Tampa Bay, and they've beaten Seattle twice.
They blew out Tampa Bay with Tom Brady 35-7.
Exactly right. And when they played in San Francisco in week 2, San Francisco beat them by 20.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this game will be like that because, playoffs. But
yeah.
I feel like I gotta also go with the 49ers here.
Also, I do gotta mention, it's sad how all three of the wildcard games that have division rivals going at it probably aren't going to be as close, but,
Nope.
we still have some good wildcard games on the weekend.
I'm gonna say for this game, I'm gonna go with 23. I'm gonna say 23 to 14. Nope, I lied.
Right.
Let's go. I'm gonna say 20 to 14.
All right.
This will be a good game. Last game in the wild card is the Giants and the Vikings.
All right, I'm going to go first with this one.
Yep.
So we have the New York Giants, who really showed a lot of improvement this year after getting a new head coach and Daniel Jones playing pretty well. They went in as the 6th seed in the playoffs and actually being a relatively solid team this year. Now, both of these teams have had a pretty easy schedule, especially the Vikings. If you think about it, the Vikings are 13-4, but they have a -3 point differential. Being 13-4, they have a -3 point differential.
Frauds!
Okay, exactly. Majority of their games, they have only won by 1 score. So this just shows how fraudulent the Vikings are. Now, sure, they did beat the Bills, but to be honest, if Justin Jefferson did not catch that, then I think they would have lost that one. Not to mention they got blown out by the Cowboys, the Packers, and nearly got blown out by the Colts, but somehow pulled it off because
also
it's Matt Ryan. So, yeah.
They also got blown out by the Eagles.
I just don't think the Vikings are as good as people think. If you really look at how they've played, like they've only had a majority of only 1-score game, and the point differential is -3. So they're kind of fraudulent. I am going to take an upset pick here, and I am going to take the Giants. I think they can pull off the upset because I think they'll be ready for their first playoff berth. I mean, they have a lot of young talent, and I think they're just going to come and ball out. I'm going to take that by a score of 26-23.
26-23. Mason, go ahead.
You talked about the young talent, Gavin, and the young talent on the Vikings side with Justin Jefferson. I mean, he is their number 1 weapon for this Minnesota offense. And Kirk Cousins has given him somewhat mostly attention on the offense. And, I mean, these two teams met in the regular season earlier.
And the Vikings won by a game-winning field goal.
They did.
Yes. But I'm going to have to pick the Vikings on this one.
I'm going to go either way.
Score?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Vikings with a score of 23-17.
23-17. And by the way you guys probably know how the NFL bracket system works with who plays in the divisional round. But for those of you at home who don't, the lowest seeded team out of the wild card round goes and plays the 1 seed, and the lower seeds play each other.
Mm-hmm. And if you guys know, the number 1 seed gets a bye and automatically advances to the divisional round.
Exactly. So, Mason, your divisional round matchups are Bengals, Bills, Chargers, Chiefs, Vikings, Niners, and Cowboys, Eagles. And Gavin, yours are Bengals, Bills, Jaguars, Chiefs, Cowboys, 49ers, and Giants, Eagles.
Correct.
And you know what? My NFC divisional matchups are going to be the exact same. I got to go with the Giants, and I think they're going to win this one by a score of, that's a tough. I'm going to go 27-20. I think the Vikings will put up an excellent fight, but it will not be enough, which means, again, Gavin, our divisional matchups are going to be the exact same.
All right. So here's how we should do this. Since we all have Bengals and Bills, let's just get that out of the way. I'm going to make my pick first on that. So we have the Bengals and the Bills in the divisional round, which seems like the most likely divisional matchup.
Sure
We
does.
were going to see these teams play on Monday Night Football earlier this season, but the bad happened.
You know what happened.
Big props up to DeMar for pretty much fully recovering. I mean, he still is in some of the recovery process, but we're all happy that he is discharged from the hospital. So that game was canceled, but we do have these teams likely meeting up in the playoffs again. And so this game was canceled in the first quarter. Both teams scored on their opening possessions, with the Bengals leading 7-3. So as these teams meet in the divisional round, mind you, this game is in Buffalo and not in Cincinnati. I
That's a
think
good
this
point.
might be one of the playoff games of the year, especially how the game on Monday night was looking before it got canceled. I think, both of these teams are one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
The Bills are my third favorite team. The Bengals, never one of my personal favorites. I love Joe Burrow. I love the Bengals offense. This game is going to be amazing. Some of the best offenses in the NFL when you look at quarterback and their wide receiving core and their running back core too. I am going to take the Bills winning 33-30.
That's a great pick. I love it. So, Gavin over here has the Buffalo Bills advancing.
I just don't think. This game, it can go either way. Bengals can win, Bills can win. It's going to be a very good matchup if we do see this divisional round, which a lot of people might expect.
Yeah, I sure hope we see it. Otherwise, these playoffs are terrible. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to go next.
Mason, your pick next.
Actually, no, I'm going to go next. This is my video. I do what I want.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Hey, I've gone last all these times. Give me a break.
Let's knock it off the rails. Zach, go.
So, Joe Burrow versus Josh Allen. Again, with how the game in Cincinnati was looking, we all thought this was going to be an amazing game, but you know what happened next.
Yeah.
But I think this will be a game of high-power offense. I did not mean to put a 43. That was supposed to be a 34. I'm going to say Buffalo wins it by a score of 34-31. I just think, again, with the Bills' powerful offense, I mean, you got Josh Allen versus Joe Burrow. T. Higgins versus, say, Stephon Diggs. In the running back category, it'll be Joe Mixon versus Isaiah McKenzie.
And James Cook.
Wait, what?
Devin Singletary and James Cook.
Yes, also McKenzie.
All right, Mason, what's your pick?
But yeah, Gavin, I mean, you mentioned for these two teams are gonna see each other in the playoffs and couldn't just come down to be what would have been the potential biggest games of the year, but we know what happened with DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah.
And all that, but these two teams will possibly get a chance in the playoffs, and this is really going to be a good game. I'm not going to lie, this is really going to be an awesome game. So I'm going to pick the Bills winning this one with a score of 36-30.
So we all have all the teams we all have both teams getting 30 plus in this game, and honestly, I couldn't blame either of you. These are two excellent teams. So, our second AFC semifinals
since me and
different.
Zach have the same divisional matchups, both of us are going to do Jaguars and Chiefs. And then after that, Mason's going to do Chiefs and Chargers. So, Zach, give it your pick.
Okay. I feel like, would I be stupid to say that Kansas City isn't as insane this year as they were the last couple of years? Would I be stupid in saying that?
I mean, they had the best record in the NFL this year without Tyreek Hill, but they did have kind of an easy schedule, and several of those games were one-score games. I mean, they barely beat the Texans, and they barely beat the Titans. I mean, I think they're kind of the same story as the Vikings, but the only difference is after the Chiefs. I mean, they lost to the Colts. I mean, they put up a fight against Buffalo. They put up a fight. Not to mention, both of the Kansas City lost to both Buffalo and Cincinnati.
That's a good point. I feel like this will be a close game. Trevor Lawrence will put up a fight with his team, but I think Kansas City will win in the end. We're going to try and move a little bit faster. We took forever on the wild cards So we're going to try and move a little bit faster. I'm going to go with Kansas City winning the score. I'm going to say Kansas City 24, Jacksonville 20. So it won't be as insane as, say, the Buffalo-Cincinnati game if that comes true.
Yeah.
And this would mean Bills versus Chiefs in Atlanta. They chose Atlanta as the neutral site.
If the Chiefs and Bills played in the AFC Championship. All right, time to make my pick. So, as much as I really want to take the Jaguars, I honestly need a second to process who I want to pick here. I mean, Trevor Lawrence won the last 5 games, sweeping the Titans and barely making the playoffs, winning their division. The Chiefs, even finishing with a better record without Tyreek Hill, they're kind of not the same. I mean, obviously they're going to come out to play because it's the playoffs. I really want to pick Jacksonville just to really kind of switch it up a little bit, like Jacksonville to reunite for another season. But, I mean, come on, it's Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I think I'm going to pick the Chiefs winning 30-17.
30-17?
Yeah, Chiefs win.
Good Lord. I didn't think it'd be that type of game. Good Lord.
Yeah.
30 points.
I don't know. I mean, Jacksonville, I would love to see them beat Kansas City if they make it past the wild card round. I mean, that would literally probably be the upset of the century. But, I mean, come on.
Kansas last City time Jacksonville was in the playoffs, they beat the Steelers in the divisional.
I mean, the Jaguars, them being 9-8, beating the 14-3 Chiefs. I mean, I don't know. I just have to go with Kansas City. I mean, there's no way anyone can pick Jacksonville unless if they're a Jaguars fan or like to pick upsets a lot.
All right. Mason, you're up with Chargers Chiefs.
So Chargers and Chiefs. These two teams played each other early in the regular season, but
twice.
Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce are just a big duo in this Chiefs offense. I'm going to have to go with the Chiefs on this one with a score of 33-23.
By the way, this was a 3-point game both times the teams played. So we all have Bills and Chiefs in the championship.
So the Chiefs won 27-24 in the first game against Los Angeles, and at SoFi they won 30-27. Now that I look more at the Chiefs' schedule, they've had a bunch of one possession games. So who knows how that game will turn out?
Exactly. So we're going to move on to the NFC. Gavin and I both have Cowboys and 49ers, so we're gonna go with that here.
Did you pick the Giants or the Vikings, Zach? I forgot.
I put the Giants.
All right, can I go first with the 49ers and Cowboys?
Sure.
All right. So these teams met in the wild card round last year, and this game was broadcasted on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
A lot of people were predicting the Cowboys to win, but they didn't. If you guys remember the wild card game last year, the Cowboys didn't get the spike off in time, and they lost to the 49ers for 23-17 at AT&T Stadium. And by the way, I think last year the 49ers were the 6th seed and made the NFC Championship and fell just short. That was a pretty good run by them.
You're right.
But I think the same story is going to happen here. I think the 49ers are also going to pull this off against the Cowboys. I mean, this game is obviously going to be pretty close. Who knows how Brock Purdy's going to perform in the playoffs? I mean, they're at home. Who knows, how the pressure is going to get to them. Hopefully they're not TCU when they got beat 65-7 in the national championship. But this isn't college football. This is NFL football. The 49ers, they started 3-4 and they went on a 10-game winning streak. I mean, this team might be the best team in the NFL right now, even with Brock Purdy, which people are calling Mr. Irrelevant because it was the last pick in the draft.
More like
I'm going to go with the 49ers winning this game. Going to take them winning this game 27-20.
Brock Purdy, more like Mr. Relevant.
I mean, Mr. Irrelevant, but he could have been the next Tom Brady, last pick ever in the NFL draft. And Tom Brady was selected in the 6th round, and everyone thought he was a random, but he's won 7 Super Bowls.
He backed up. What was his name before he got injured?
I have no idea.
Yep. Then we got injured. Tom Brady came in and shocked the world. So I'm up with the 49ers and the boys. Cowboys.
You're gonna pick them?
All right. So yeah, these teams met in the wild card last year, as Gavin said,
Mm-hmm.
and again with the choking,
Yeah.
Dallas just does not perform well in the playoffs. And you know what? Oh man, this is a rivalry if I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
These two teams were so good in the 70s and the 80s, and even in the 90s. Never forget, what was it? Terrell Owens running the ball to the star and then getting lit up from behind. I don't know if y'all have seen that highlight yet, but look it up. Holy cow.
All right. What's your pick?
Oh, this is, oh man, I don't know who to pick. Last time I
10,
picked the 49ers and it
9,
worked out.
8, 7, 6.
Okay, we're going to go with the 49ers.
By what score?
I'm
4,
going the Niners.
3,
I just don't think Dallas is good
2,
enough.
1. Make your score prediction.
Shut up. Let me put the 49ers thing in the NFC Championship slot. All right, there we go. I think the score will be similar to last time. I'm going to go... Oh, man, this is hard. I'm going to go 49ers 27, Cowboys 17.
All right, Mason, you make your divisional pick.
Okay, so my divisional round is the Cowboys and Eagles. Now, the Cowboys and Eagles...
Mason, we haven't gotten to the
What?
Eagles yet. We're doing the...
What?
We're doing the first thing. You're up with the Vikings and the 49ers.
Oh, we're not doing that yet?
Yeah, not yet.
Oh, okay. But anyways, I got the Vikings and 49ers. Now, the Vikings and 49ers, they did have a wild card matchup, I believe,
It was a divisional
back
matchup.
in 2019, or divisional
2019-20
matchup.
season.
Yeah, 2019 season, and Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson and Deebo Samuel. That's just going to be a good wide receiver matchup.
Sure
I'm going to
is.
have to go with the 49ers on this one, 33-27.
33-27, he picks the 49ers. So we all have the 49ers going to the championship, which might pay off, may not. So now we're going to do the Eagles semifinal. Semifinal, what the heck? Me.
Okay, can I go with the first pick for Eagles and Giants?
Yep. Eagles and Giants, yep.
All right, before I explain everything, I'm going to shock you both, but I'm going to have a very huge upset here. I'm going to have the Giants pulling it off against the Eagles.
Oh, okay.
It's a pretty dangerous pick, but I haven't really had
a dangerous pick. You're right.
I really haven't had that many upsets so far in this bracket. So the Eagles, they struggled the last half of the season, their last few games, and Jalen Hurts got hurt. Jalen Hurts got hurt. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, if Daniel Jones can beat the Mr. Fraudulent Vikings, I think the Giants are going to be really ready for the playoffs, and I don't know. I want to go with the upset here. The Eagles, they had a very, very easy schedule. The entire NFC East had an easy schedule. I just think somehow the Giants are going to find a way to pull off a huge upset, shock the world, and beat the number 1 seeded Eagles, and the Eagles would get exposed for the frauds they are. So I'm going to go with the Giants winning this one 20-17.
I'm honestly not surprised that you made that pick. If you think about it, the Eagles... I'm going to look at their schedule real quick.
Yeah. Let me look at their schedule real quick as well.
The Eagles have shown that they are a good team. However, if you think about it, the entire NFC South, NFC East.
Let's see here. They only beat the Texans by 12.
They only beat the Bears by 5.
They barely beat Arizona. They beat Minnesota. They are frauds. They put up a fight against Green Bay, but Green Bay improved. They barely beat the Colts. They lost to the Commanders. They lost to Dallas in the game of the year that me and Mason commentated on. Only put up 10 points against the Saints. And then they won by 6 against the Giants, the final game of the season.
I honestly think the Eagles will probably win this game. But I'm going to do the same thing that Gavin did.
All right.
I'm going to pick the Giants, and I'm going to say, so when they played in Philly, the Eagles won 22-16. I think this game will be pretty. I'm going to go with a game on the lower scoring end of the spectrum. We're going to go 19-16 in favor of the New York Giants.
All right.
The New York football Giants, not the baseball Giants.
All right. Mason, make your pick for
Dallas and Philly.
Eagles. Okay, yeah, Eagles and Philly. Eagles and Dallas.
Eagles versus Philly. Good job.
Eagles.
Hey, Mason, didn't you call the Philadelphia Eagles the Philadelphia Angles?
And didn't you pronounce a player's name?
Let's move on to the picks already, okay?
All right, listen. All right, chill out.
Alrighty,
Mason's gotta
so
make his-
I got the Cowboys and Eagles in the divisional round. Now, the Cowboys and Eagles, they pulled off what was potentially the game of the year.
Yep.
And Cowboys won 40-34 with Gardner Minshew at quarterback as well.
That game was down in Dallas.
Yeah.
And Jalen Hurts, we still don't know if he's going to play. But whenever Jalen Hurts does play in that game against Dallas, I mean, he's got the number one offense in the league right now with Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. I mean, A.J. Brown, he's been pulling off, even with the Eagles. This is going to be a high-scoring game, potentially. This game will be in Philadelphia.
Yep.
And I'm going to have the Cowboys winning this one 36-27.
Okay.
All right. So
Cowboys
none
in
of
the
us have
NFC
the Eagles going to the
Championship. That's illegal.
championship.
No, I'm joking.
Wait, what's that?
I said Cowboys in the NFC Championship. That's illegal. No, I'm joking.
Hey, listen up. They haven't made it there in forever.
All right. Let's move on to our championship picks.
All right. So we all have the Bills and the Chiefs at a neutral site AFC Championship game in Atlanta, Georgia.
And Buffalo and Kansas City, I think they're relatively the same distance from Atlanta.
And they've also got some history between each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh
they
my
do.
God. We talk about the history between these two. They've played twice in the playoffs and twice in the regular season. Buffalo won both games in the regular season, and Kansas City beat Buffalo in the AFC Championship in 2020 to 2021. And in the 2022 playoffs,
Oh my God.
there is literally no debate between us at all. Playoff game of the century.
That was
When the
insane.
Bills and Chiefs met up in the divisional round. Chiefs won 42-36. I think those two
Overtime.
teams combined for like 21-something points in the last like 2 minutes of the game. That was literally the game of the year, and I watched it.
That's a good question. How many points did they combine for?
Yeah.
Allen versus Mahomes is the newest and greatest quarterback rivalry right now.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, the Bills and Chiefs, I mean, they have to meet every single time in the regular season just somehow. I mean, this rivalry is going to probably go on for the next few years.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Allen and Patrick Mahomes, yeah, the NFL is already in for a treat.
I'm going to go here. I mean, I keep picking the Bills. I want them to win so bad. As badly as I want to pick the Bills, I'm going to pick the Bills. This game's going to be
Yes, yeah, I knew
won
it.
by a score of 30-27.
All right.
I think the
All right, so
Bills will
let's-
win this one at a neutral site and head into Super Bowl 5-7
In Glendale.
in Glendale, Arizona.
All right, now let's move on to my pick. So the Bills are my third favorite team. They're not my most favorite team. The Bears are all of our favorite teams. Yay, we got the number one pick. All right, moving on. So as we mentioned, this is going to be the fifth time that these teams are going to be meeting up ever since the 2021 playoffs. They've met twice in the regular season, twice in the playoffs. So if this happens, this would be the third consecutive time in the playoffs that these teams meet. Now, this this game, so both playoff games between these two were played in Kansas City. This one is going to be different because it is going to be played at a neutral site. And we all know how hard it is to play in Arrowhead. It is a very hostile location to play at. Since this game's going to be in Atlanta, there's going to be a mixture of fans, so I don't think they're going to have as much pressure. But this might be another one of the playoff games of the year. I am going to take Buffalo winning this game 36-2. I'm gonna take them winning this game 38-28.
38-20. You got them winning by 10?
Yep.
All right.
And that will put the Bills in the Super Bowl.
I will have the Bills winning by 36.
I mean, we all want the Bills to win for DeMar Hamlin.
Yes, by 36-33.
We all have this being... So we can see a lot of Game of the Year in the AFC involving the Bills.
All right, so me and Zach, we have the same NFC championship, right?
We do. We both have the 49ers and the Giants. I'm going to go first.
All right.
San Francisco wins.
Yeah, I mean...
Okay, let's go more in depth. So I'm looking at this game right now. I'm going to look at both teams real quick. San Francisco, they won their division at 13-4. Did they play the Giants this year?
Let me...
They did not. Okay, I just looked.
Real quick. All right.
They did not. I mean, they lost to the Bears in week 1, sure, and they lost to the Broncos.
Okay, they were off to a slow start because Trey Lance started week 1 in the freaking flooding Soldier Field.
Yeah.
And they lost to Atlanta somehow, and they lost to the Chiefs. So they had a rough start to the season, but ever since Christian McCaffrey got traded, they went on a 10-game winning streak.
I just think San Francisco is the hottest team in the league right now.
They are, without a doubt.
If anybody's making it to the Super Bowl out of the NFC, it's definitely the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to follow that, and I'm going to go with San Francisco winning this game. A score... I think San Fran wins this game. The Giants have a very underrated defense, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with San Francisco winning it by a score of... Oh, man, this is hard. I'm going to say 27... I'm going to say 27-14.
All right.
You go ahead.
All right. So, I am going to have the 49ers winning this one in a low-scoring affair, 20-6.
20-6, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You see, that's what I noticed. I haven't had any of these teams in single-digit points.
Yeah. I mean, most score predictions don't even have single-digit points because that's how you predict scores. But I'm going to say they win this game 20-6 because, I mean, the Giants, both of these teams do have a good defense, but I don't think the Giants are going to put up with the 49ers with that just immaculate defense. I think Daniel Jones is going to struggle against the best defense in the league. Going to take the 49ers winning this one 20-6.
And also, this game would be in Santa Clara.
Uh-huh. All right, Mason, you have the Cowboys and the Eagle? No, not
He has
Cowboys.
The Cowboys and the 49ers, which would be which was our divisional matchup.
Uh-huh. All right.
Now, the Cowboys and the 49ers, you know, these, as you guys mentioned before, these two teams met up in the wild card round of last season. But I think Dak Prescott's going to be looking for or seeking for revenge against the 49ers. I'm going to have the Cowboys winning this one 26-23.
He's got Dallas going to their first Super Bowl.
Mason has the most interesting picks in this entire video. Me and Zach literally have the same picks.
Yeah, we keep thinking the same way.
I do respect that, though. So you have a Bills and Cowboys Super Bowl.
Oh,
that would be good.
That was actually the matchup the last time the Bills played in a Super Bowl. Fun fact. When they lost
when the Bills lost 4 straight. They were all to NFC East teams, too, which is sad.
The Giants, the Redskins, they were called that at the time. Don't roast me in the comments.
Okay.
And then
don't roast me either.
The Cowboys twice.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right, so let's move on to a Super Bowl matchups, and I think Zach should go first in honor for the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl 57. This is the game. The Super Bowl is always the weekend where America comes together to watch a football game.
Mm-hmm.
What's so great about a football game? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the national champ. All right, that just happened on Monday, but this is the national championship. I don't care what anyone says. No one wants to see blowouts. All right, you know what? I'm gonna be quick with this one. The Bills win it by a score of 65-7. I'm just kidding. By the way, I'm just kidding.
My God.
Speaking of national champions.
Poor TCU, man. I mean, come on.
So, we're going to be real this time. The quarterback matchup, well, is Jimmy G out for the season?
I don't know, but he might be back for the Super Bowl, so who knows? I think we should just assume that Garoppolo or Trey Lance will be back. I mean, if Trey Lance comes back, I think they'll still start Purdy.
If Garoppolo comes back, he'll probably start.
Yeah.
So, oh man, this is hard.
Super Bowl matchups are always hard.
I'm going to be silent for a while I think about this.
All right.
How about you go ahead and make your pick while I think about it?
All right, so we have the Bills and 49ers in the Super Bowl for my Super Bowl prediction. I was really thinking, because I've really been wanting the Bills to win a Super Bowl as of late. These two teams, very evenly matched. I would assume that Jimmy G is back. Josh Allen, they're going to be ready. I mean, they've been dreaming of a Super Bowl ever since they made the playoffs in the year of 2020 to 2021 when they lost to Kansas City in the AFC Championship, but then lost to them in the divisional round the next year. I think the Bills are going to be seeking for revenge, and I think they're going to be hungry for a Super Bowl. And of course, I think they need to do this for Damar Hamlin. I am going to take the Bills winning Super Bowl 57 in Glendale, Arizona by a score of 26-20.
This is all right. Thank you for kind of paving a path for me to make this pick.
Yeah. So the Bills are going to be my Super Bowl 57 champion.
They were my preseason champion. The Bills were.
Same.
I'm sticking with it.
For the second straight year, too.
I'm sticking with it.
I actually had the Bills and the Buccaneers making the Super Bowl this year during the preseason.
I think that's what I had last year. That is what I had last year. Last year I had the Bills and the Bucs. They both lost in divisionals.
All right, make your prediction.
In very close games. The Bills were my preseason Super Bowl favorite. And you know what? They're my second team. The Bills are my second team behind the Chicago Bears. First overall pick. We're going to go with Buffalo winning this one. I'm going to say, I'm going to say the Bills win it by a score of 28-24.
All right.
So, Mason, you're up with the Bills and the Cowboys.
Oh, this is going to be a fun one if this prediction comes true.
Which it
the
probably
Bills
won't.
And the Cowboys. You have Dak Prescott in the running game with Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. Yet alone the defensive side with Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs. But yet again, we have the Bills with a huge weapon on their offensive side with Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, and Josh Allen. Their defensive side, they got Von Miller.
Von Miller's out, isn't he?
I think. I don't know.
Let's see here.
But this is going to be an all-time matchup if this prediction were to come true. I am going to have the Bills as Super Bowl 57 champions.
Yeah,
winning this one with a score of 33-27.
By the way, quick note. I think Gavin's about to say it.
What?
Von Miller is out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I literally just said that.
He's out for the season with an ACL.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
So you want to change your pick? It's not too late.
No.
All right.
Bills, Super Bowl 57 champions with a score of 33-27. The final.
So we all have the Bills winning it all.
I mean, come on. A lot of people have the Bills, especially now. More people are going to have the Bills winning. I mean, it has to be for Damar Hamlin. Damar Hamlin is going to get himself a ring. You mark my words.
So, before we end this video, it's been 55 minutes that we've been filming.
Yeah.
Oh my
Do
gosh.
any of you want to make any changes to your brackets? This is your last chance.
Nope.
No. I'm
None?
good.
Alright. That's the end of the video then. If you like this video, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. Hit the bell so you don't miss out on any new videos. Share this video with your friends. It's a way to spread the word about this channel. And get me on the recommendations. Get me there!
And get him to and get him to 1K as well.
I'm really close. I'm like 14 away.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're done here. And for our crew of Gavin and Mason, I am BHV.
Also in Whiteside Weber Center.
Yep. This is BHV saying so long until we meet again.